Welcome to Outlier on Air. This is a show dedicated to disruptors, rule breakers, and big thinkers. In this video, we meet JobHive. These guys work out of the Work in Progress co-working space in downtown Las Vegas, and we were impressed by their innovative and enthusiastic approach. All right, so here we have JobHive, the JobHive team. Brian and Jared, raise your hands real quick so we know who the co-founders are. And Brian, if you would tell us just a little bit about JobHive real quick.
Okay, so JobHive is a game changer for how people find and apply to jobs online. And I'll kick it over to Jared.
All right, Jared, please continue, Jared.
I guess I'm on the sales pitch road all the time. I like to refer to our tagline kind of as the human resource. The reality is finding a job sucks. People go and they throw their resume into a black hole and they hear back an average of 12 to 18% of the time. How can you possibly say that you have a human resources department when you don't even have the dignity to respond and let applicants know, hey, you've been taken a look at, or no, you're not a fit? So what we solve for the job seekers is you can find and apply to almost any job online with guaranteed response. We've brought the first ever feedback loop back into the job search process, or maybe for the first time ever. So that's our main consumer, is the job seeker and who we market to primarily. Conversely with that, once you build a platform that really serves the job seeker, it really serves the employer. We do some really cool things like video applications to every job online, video interviewing. We'll be rolling out background checks, resume validation. This new hiring platform and a way of getting a job that just hasn't existed before. And JobHive really, as Brian said, changed the game for not just job search, but finding your new team members as well.
So do you consider yourself a tech company? Is this a lot of software development?
It's mostly software development. We have a couple team of salespeople, but mainly that's people, co-founders, us. I'm doing sales and helping out with product management and design and stuff like that as well.
Cool. And how old are you as a company?
We are just over a year, but barely. Together though as a team, we've really only brought people out here into Vegas, and May through September was kind of like the finalized group of people, and then we brought Ben aboard a couple months back, and we have Matt over here who's potentially joining our team as a director of finance. So we're kind of growing and scaling. And
cool. I see you're child friendly. I love that.
Well, you know what's funny? He called me and said, I know this is going to be a no, but he doesn't live here. He flew out from Atlanta.
Okay.
Would you mind if I brought my child and did it short term? And I was like, no. Come on. Like, how awesome is it that someone's willing to bring their child and fly out across the country to potentially work for a startup? I mean, that's the kind of energy and passion that it takes to take an idea like this to Main Street. So.
Cool. She's going to grow up knowing all about the startup. Cool. So, well, if you wouldn't mind, tell us as co-founders, what are your skill sets? And then if you would introduce your team, that would be great.
Absolutely. So, I'm in technology. I'm the CTO.
Okay.
So I have a background in software consulting and from the 90s. So I might be the oldest one of the team. So yeah, got started in technology, finance actually, then moved into technology, and then met up with Jared a few years back in his first company, and we kind of grew that, and then JobHive kind of grew out of that, and so we got started here. And I'll let Jared tell about that, and we'll introduce the team.
So I started in nonprofits, and basically I helped a whole bunch of kids under the age of 25 run for public office. What's crazier than that concept is the fact that we won. We were really successful. I raised a lot of money out of a dorm room. I had candidates running all over the U.S., and I couldn't afford to pay marketing agencies to market my candidates, right, these kids. So I created my own marketing agency, ended up scaling that. I have my first employee I ever hired, still Jake, with me 5 years ago. It's kind of crazy to think about. And I solved the problem for my nonprofit. I started a marketing agency. That's my skill set. I love distilling things down to their most basic premises and clearly articulating value propositions to clients and scaling things and managing teams and putting out fires. And then as we were scaling that company, Market Aces, I guess I could say I ran out of friends. So I'd go to a wider job ecosystem and start hiring people. And I couldn't believe that for some reason, the billion-dollar behemoths in this industry, all they delivered to you were PDF resumes. I'm like, that's the market industry standard now? I'm like, where's the video? Where's the applicant tracking built in? And they're like, no, we have to disrupt this. So we created JobHive as a solution to those problems, and that's kind of been my track record: is find a problem, create a solution, find a problem, create a solution, and this is the team that's making it happen. So I'll start from right to left, since I have some of the original people from my first company here too. So like Ben, I think I hired Ben, gosh, you were was the first job he ever applied to, so he does not understand the pain. They hired him as an internship like 4 years ago, and it was like $750 a month in a stipend, right? Ramen noodle pay. And now he's one of the lead designer for JobHive. Andrew was one of the first devs we hired as well. Andrew Stocker, front end dev, who's
Just raise your
rock
hand.
star.
Okay, cool.
Has hacked so many websites together. We've built dozens and dozens of websites in my previous agency, and I don't want to block people off. Jordan, our Bulgarian rock star, back-end SQL Scala now.
Yeah,
Is in-
Scala PHP.
Yeah, so Scala PHP. Nick, he's our lead engineer. He's developed most of our tech stack in Scala, which is a crazy middleware language, functional programming that the rest of the team loves him for. Jake is our database administrator. He's been with me since day one, literally, the first company. Ben Riordan is a little bit jack of all trades as well. In Scala, the front end, user experience. Ben and I actually knew each other from when I was in college. You were out already back in North Carolina. And then Matt, we're vetting him. He's still not a team member yet. So you're gonna see like some of the growth stuff happening. Family friend. He's been a director of finance in multiple companies and is potentially helping us scale the financial arm of the company. So.
And you did it too for mine, didn't you?
I did for the beta.
You did, yeah. So that's kind of the team here. We have multiple people remote as well. Unfortunately, Brian Lithcomb, our VP of BizDev, he's based out of Chicago. He's not here. He's a former New York Jet turned entrepreneur, kind of a quirky relationship there. And then Tara Cordova, who's been with us with JobHive since day one. She's based out of San Diego. And then our chairman's based out of North Carolina. So.
Cool. So last question, are you funded or how are you running this show?
So we've raised money the hard way ourselves. I've never raised money for a company before. My previous venture I owned outright. Didn't have outside investors. So in the past year and a half, we've gone out and raised private equity about $1.5 million. We're in revenue now. We just closed a $550,000 convertible note. So we're just driving as much traction as we can in the next 6 months and getting as much revenue, trying to go cash flow positive, and then we'll see if we want to do the big A round. But we're one of the weird companies here because I think we're a lot bigger than any seed stage company, but we're pre-Series A. So we're kind of in this in-between zone that most companies, they're either one or the other. I think we're the only one that has like 11, 12 team members. Pre-Series A, post-seed, but we also are posting very strong revenue very quick. So we're able to have that dynamic without having to need to raise money really quick.
Perfect. So where can we find you online?
JobHive.com. We're at Twitter at JobHive, Facebook.com/JobHive. We own pretty much most of the domain name space. What we're requesting right now, which is kind of funky, is we have a unique invite system where you have to upload a video application on why you want to utilize JobHive.
Nice.
So just the same way that you'd want to apply for a job and tell them why you'd want to work at that company, if you're a job seeker and you hate throwing your resume into the black hole, tell us why you want to search one website that searches them all and have guaranteed response. Or as an employer, be able to utilize video applications, video interviewing, and automate your screening and hiring process. So
Love it.
next month we'll be at a Collision conference here in Vegas. I think we're the only Vegas tech company there, which is pretty cool.
So.
I think 2,500 companies applied for 80 spots. And we'll launch the new website that's a lot more revealing. Right now it's very kind of private beta, so that'll happen right at Collision.
Awesome. Thanks for taking the time. We appreciate it.
Absolutely, appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Visit outliermagazine.co for more great interviews and behind-the-scenes videos with startups and entrepreneurs. Also, you'll find links to our 5-day-a-week podcast where you'll always find great insights to help you move that business forward. We'll see you next time.